Yeah, today uh, I'll be very happy with it. My very interactive session. It's not. And I always believe that the cooking is, particularly the recipes when we show, they are only guidelines. But that's not the cooking, and we will see today also that is slavishly if you follow the recipe, it doesn't matter. It's not necessary that you reach to a good cooking. The good cooking create the recipes, not the recipes create good cooking. So one must understand this, and cooking is done by the thinking of the brain, and then, from brain you bring it to the palate, and palate to the fingers, and fingers to the, again, for the tasting of the good food. So, when I got this opportunity, Madhulika told me, I said, I'd love to come here and, see the different place and work. I never worked in Canada, never did any cooking. Yeah. But and she said with the local ingredients, so I could only think with moringa, which is so-called today, otherwise from childhood we always heard as swanjana now. And my mother used to use a lot swanjana. It's not, I'm just trying to pull my mother into this, but it is a fact. But we are used to cooking with the tender drumstick. With drumstick, just boil it and eat it, or make the vegetables. The whole drumstick is very, very tender. Like I remember my mother always used to put these drumsticks in the mango pickle also. So they are very, very popular. In the north, these things are very popular. The north, we don't eat this, but we eat tender. See, this is how different places with the different requirement, climate, local flora, fauna changing. But the fundamentals remain same. It's good for health, good for digestion, good for vitamins and minerals and many things. So it is used in different forms. So I thought to make the drumstick or this swanjana patty. Well, I love frying. And but we'll do the shallow fry. Because many people have a phobia of the deep frying, but according to me, that's my belief. My learning has been deep frying is the best cooking method. Very nutritious, very healthy. But one must understand what is frying, what is deep frying. One must understand the skills of frying and techniques of frying. What fat? For me, like me from the north and eat too much of dairy fat. I think desi ghee is the best fat if you talk about fat. But oils which are cold pressed oil, is usually root over cold. Otherwise, unrefined oils. You can say peanut is very good, gingery oil is very good, mustard is excellent. So all the oils which we use in India and different parts of the country, unrefined oils all are very good. All are very good. So
extra virgin coconut oil.
Yeah, extra virgin basically is the unrefined, the cold pressed oil. So coconut is very good. So all oils are good. It all depends which recipe, how, where you are using it. And oil is basically good and bad if you talk about the oil or the fat. It all depends on the flash point or the smoking point of the fat and oil. So higher the smoking point in our style of cooking, the better the oil or the fat is. Like sometimes I say that the olive oil is not good for us. It doesn't mean that olive oil is not a nutritious oil or it's not healthy. But olive oil smoking temperature is very low. It doesn't fit into our cookery. But if we top something with the olive oil or just take of a teaspoon of olive oil, is very good. And for massage, the olive oil is very good. Very nutritious oil, lot of good things in that nutrients it has and good for the health. And remember that when we how soon we have to close it? Madhulika, how soon, how much time? How much time we will have? Okay. No, I just want to share a few things, which is interesting, that according to Indian philosophies or India, even the Lord Krishna has written that. I attended one of the seminars, so I learned that. Anything goes in the body is food. Anything. And that proves with our few stories and examples. Even the food goes, like we all say, music heals you. Because the food, it goes inside the body through ears. The air goes from the nose to the mouth, the food goes, the sun rays, we all know, go through the pores of the body. It's a food. Everything which goes inside the body is a food. Now it depends what you do, what's your intent to get the nourishment. Like the people, we heard all these stories, and that is true also. A lot of our saints who say they do the meditation, they don't eat anything, but they get total nutrition from the cosmic food, which is the smells, the flavors of the jungle, the sun rays, the air. So they get enough nutrition to survive. For survive, you don't need quantity of food. You need a quality food and with a good taste. You always crave for taste. You don't crave for quantity. You like to eat something sweet, okay, you prefer to eat chocolate, but you don't crave chocolate for 500 grams to eat chocolate. You are only missing the taste, sweet taste, that's your body required, you crave. So you have little chocolate, even half a small piece, 10-15 grams is good enough to satisfy you. So always our body, that's why we are trying to, as the man was also talking, that taste is where we must, being in Indian, we must understand the science of taste. It's very important. It's very healthy to understand. Your food, your normal food becomes good for your body, which is so-called healthy, if you say, if you understand taste. Your food quantity will go down, but you understand the taste, science of taste. So we'll start with today's drumstick. So I'm a little bit changing the recipe because the ingredients have changed. Change means that we didn't get the tender drumstick as we get in north. We didn't get it all hard one woody drumstick. So in place of using the whole drumstick, we'll use the paste of drumstick. After boiling them, you remove the total meat out of the drumstick, and that's the paste. So we'll use that in place of the whole drumstick. So the whole recipe has changed. So that's why you don't need to follow the recipe. What ingredients you have, think it over and just use that. So we'll have this quick one. Now there is one process we have to do it because I'm just trying to say cooking should be very simple, but it should be thoughtful. You have to think that you do the cooking. Now this process what I'm going to do, if I would have got the tender drumstick, I need not to do it. Because now the pulp is more pasty, is more, so I have to dry the moisture a little bit. So I have to do this process also. No, it's oil. I know I didn't check which oil they have. Whatever oil must be good here.
So what is the name of the dish? What is the name of the dish you're preparing?
I'm making patties or cutlets or tikki, whatever you say. Once you have a dough, you shape anything you want to, just pan fry it. And so you put the meat of the drumstick, or the paste of the drumstick. And first we thought that we use the paste, but to give the, senses, all the five senses and all that. So some of the, what we call drumstick, pearls even, you can say that, seeds of the drumstick, you keep the whole, so that you feel the little bite. Otherwise, it's, very pasty. So we cook it for little time so that the moisture gets evaporated and becomes a little dry. I don't know, I believe, and that our education is also like this from the ancient time or old time, that if it is food, it's good for body. Otherwise, it's not a food. But it all depends how much you understand food, what skills you have to cook it, what to eat, when to eat. These are the things one has to understand. Every food is good for the body. It depends which season you are eating, what you are eating. So that's important to know. Then, yeah. Any questions you have? Want to ask?
Chef, did you create this dish specially for the event?
You use the word create. I thought of this dish.
Okay.
I never made it.
Okay, you've never made it before.
But I got this thought to make this from which we, like in Rajasthan, you must have heard about Kher Sangri.
Yes.
So they are dried, beans which are used.
Yes.
So we have made many times before the kebabs out of it or the koftas out of it.
Sure.
Why the same kind of a concept can be done with this also.
Of course. So, events like this actually encourage chefs to, think beyond what they are already doing. So I think that's also one of the important aspects of a chef's retreat like this. So I think that it brings out a lot of the thinking process. And as Chef also said, my belief is also that, cooking starts from your mind. Unless you can think about it or conceptualize it, you can never bring it or replicate it on your pan or your kitchen or on your taste.
Absolutely.
That's what it is.
What else can be done with the bun? You can use as a thickening of the gravy. I can just think of that. Any gravy you make, anything, even you make, you see that maybe you can call it a fusion of the food, where the two cultures mix happen. Like, what is the harm in making maybe a butter paneer and you don't put onions or yogurt so much to give the body to the gravy, put a paste on this, and do the gravy, it might come up.
And I believe that a soup made with this.
Yeah, or soup.
Imagine adding coconut milk, curry leaf and tempered with curry leaf, and then you just add this, add a hint of coconut milk. I think it will become an amazing soup.
Can we do it a dessert out of it?
Of course, we
can make dessert with garlic.
You see, nobody cooks desserts out of vegetables as well in India we do it. We use all kind of vegetables to make desserts, which is a very latest phenomenon in the Western world now. Go ahead. So we make, sort of for some time like this, the moisture is quite evaporated. So less the moisture, less the flour we use to give a shape or to make it a dough. So lesser we use that. So we are using, I thought of using gram flour, but then I thought why not do rice flour also we can use. Yeah. So you can choose whichever you like to use. When it is cool, we can add chopped ginger, green chili, onions if you like, and green coriander, and mixed spice or garam masala or whatever spice you like. The best cooking is when you are doing assembling or you are baking or mixing the thing, you must be guided with your brain. You must think when you cook. And whatever comes in your mind, because like I believe that the best food which is for me is only when I cook for myself.
You
Because
have no idea how this is going to taste. You have no idea what that is going to do.
well, I have the idea or not? I have the idea. You see, that's why it is like this sequence, you know. Cooking, so good cooking leads you to good eating, and good eating will lead you to good thinking. Whatever, when you think food or think whatever you want to think, whichever discipline you are. So when you can do that, you can think better, you can think the taste, you can think, more you get into that and do it for yourself.
That's called, I call that instinctive cooking.
Yeah.
And also vice versa. If you repeat the words opposite, so you can get into the same thing.
So we'll mix it. And you can also taste the food. Even you can taste the raw food or whatever. So advantage of cooking yourself for you is that is the best food which for your health. Or best for the happiness you get from the food. When you cook yourself. Because you have a opportunity to control your mood or your, according to mood and the mind at the time, or the previous meal you had, or the next meal you're going to have. With all those factors put together, you can change your dish accordingly. So this you do with your, what do you think? Don't just keep the recipe in the front and the mathematics exercise you do it. Cooking with the mathematics exercise, if you do, it's not that there is no mathematics, there is a thinking, there is a, you have to see the ratio, proportions, everything. But not so much that it's 2 to 2 into 2 has to be 4, it can be 5. 4.5 doesn't matter. But that is so many ingredients lying together, you should must check. Otherwise, I can't find the difference between salt and rice powder. And in the commercial kitchens, we get very much mixed up with the castor sugar and the salt. And yet we find everything is very sweet, you know. So we all have gone through those kind of experiences.
So actually this happened once in a cooking class at CIA.
Yeah, it happens.
And
It can happen with that
The
body.
whole batch, it was supposed to be a dessert, and later on when everybody was tasting, it was actually
There might be some creative thing comes out of it.
Yeah,
That's the
you
different
never
thing.
know.
That's the learning. That's the best part of the kitchen. You know, you,
I think that's how the sweet halwa and the South Indian this thing came up, upma. So I think so you use the same thing, you use salt and sugar probably, to make upma and halwa.
so we can give shape whatever we want.
So there's no potato,
There's no need potato.
only rice flour.
Only rice bar, you want to add potato, you add. You see, you do what you like to do. You like this, you only get all the TV shows. You see, you get the idea. But you think that you can learn cooking from TV shows is a bit disastrous. But you get great ideas.
Yes.
And with your own skills and knowledge, you can create a great dish out of it. No, they have their own constraints to show on TV many things.
Yeah.
So it's not that they are not skilled or they don't know, but you can't just follow like that.
Do you agree that
Sorry? Sorry?
that we can't learn anything from TV?
Yeah, I didn't say that.
He didn't say that. You're putting words in his mouth.
I
It's
say that?
unfortunate
No.
interpretation. So the thing is that you can really learn, but you have to apply your mind. So that's what you have to do. And in a camera when you're shooting for a TV
They're
show,
not constrained.
there are you shoot in spaces and you just cut and paste and you do so many things, right? So you can't really see it in the way that it has really been made.
That's for sure.
And it doesn't have so much of time that
Yeah.
you can tell what to do with the
Yeah.
leftover food or the trimming and all that. There's so many things. Otherwise, if you follow the recipe like that, it's too expensive.
Yeah.
It's not economical.
So is that one of the reasons you guys got interested in Chef Retreat? That it
Chef
gives
Retreat?
you-
Oh.
gives you a complete revealing recipes. It gives you all the time to do what you want to do and show it the way it is.
The biggest point that I have about television shows nowadays on TV is that it is not sustainable. The quantum of food that is used in television shows, and nowadays you don't only have the concepts of preparing only one portion or two portions. Sometimes you're doing things which are completely impractical, and there are things that you're doing which are really non-sustainable. And if you calculate really the quantum of food that is used for food TV shows, how much people can it feed?
I don't think so. The recipes turn out more expensive. Chef, can you explain the concept of sustainable?
In what context? The food, you say?
Because Chef Abhijit just said that there is one issue with these laws is that it's not.
No, sustainable, you have to use the food as much yield out of it. You can't just scrape out the thing and peel the thing and throw out, Like now people, even the health food guidelines also say, and we have seen our childhood always, we have never seen peelers used in the house. There was always scraping was done. There is a difference in scraping and the peeling. So scraping is sustainable, peeling is a waste. And in all respects, because the doctor can tell you much better than this, that most of the vitamins are just below the skin. When you peel, most of the skin is out, most of the vitamins are out of the vegetable. So you scrape them only, so that just to clean them. And that, so the wash and scrape, that's it.
Do you feel like the vegetables peels become thicker over the years?
Thicker? Maybe. Yeah. You mean, no, like that, many things are changing. The Karelas are no more bitter now. We don't feel. No, there are, but like my sister was telling me one day, she was cooking Karelas, So I said, we always see that you put little salt on the Karela and keep it and all that. She said, no, now there is no need. No, this is not as bitter as it used to be.
Used to be, yeah. You say your
Peeling the Karela skin and removing the bitterness?
No. Putting the salt and all that, that will some bitter juices will lose out. They will lose out, so you will say it's okay. But Karela skin, we don't throw Karela skin. We remove the Karela skin, but we either, if we are sauteing it, we cook along with that. At the end, we put that and do it. Or we saute separately, put like these spices, we put it as a filling. So nothing is wasted. And sustainable, you are saying, like I can give you one example of my cuisine, I know that much more than, like you make bharta. People like to have a smoky taste in the bharta. But if you use the stem, that, the thick stem and those 4 or 5 green leaves, when we, cook them on a coal or on a gas, so the banger doesn't get that smoky. that thing gets burnt and all that becomes more smoky. So you don't discard it. You don't discard it. You put it in the bangan only, in bharta only, the whole thing. Don't eat it maybe. Even if you eat it, it's very tasty. But to get the nice smoky flavor, you should cook along with the bharta and all that. Then only you get the right flavor and the taste of the bharta. You don't need anything extra to like put or extra to add to make it tasty. All ingredients itself, like Shimla Mirch, sustainable. I surprised and wonder when people, if typical recipe doesn't want or you know the system where to use it, the bell peppers. The real taste of bell pepper is in the garbage. Shimla Mirch, the whole Shimla Mirch has to be used with the seed, with that meat and with the stem, and you see how tasty it becomes.
Chef, could you please explain sustainability to us a little bit?
Sustainable. No, I'm telling you, see, these are sustainable, things. And our cuisine is involved on sustainability and wellness.
The way that I would like to define it is that, when you are consuming less than what you produce and the way you consume it. So it is about wastage, it's about consumption, it's about, how you're using nature to replenish what you're consuming. So that's sustainability. Yes, that's right.
And like these days are saying, total, the head to toe, what the food is used. Yeah, roots. Everything must be used in some way, And we believe in the negative, positive, and then whatever Shiv and Shakti and all those things. So every food has negative and positive things. Only complete when you eat. That's why today's world, before that everybody stopped, don't eat eggs, they only eat white of egg. All those things happen. Now they're saying eat whole egg. Because the enzymes of white egg, mitigate the cholesterol or whatever of the yolk, you have to eat the whole egg. So you have to eat the whole thing, Like they say, even the oranges and all the things when you peel, even the white part, sometimes we clean them so much. Those small threads of white, you must eat along with the orange. That's why for the health is concerned, they are good. That only helps the vitamin C to come in and all that. I don't know that. I know only culinary medicine, but I don't know the medicine.
What will be the recipe of the...
So with these the cutlets, or any shape you can give, you can do whatever.
I would know if you want to maybe leave or something.
No, I didn't. It can go with any chutney or if you require. But the thing is, that is also another thing. Sometimes, just to give chutney, in our Indian system, it's the chutney is okay, like when you eat with vada and all that. The thing has to be, vada itself is not well seasoned. So you need something to eat to make the complete taste. But items like this, or things like in North is pakoras and mirchi vadas and all that, they by itself should be so tasty that you don't require chutney. And I can tell you that, and we have done that inside. That in our Bukhara, we do almost about 400 covers in the night. But our consumption of chutney is less than the restaurants who are doing 70, 80 covers. People don't eat. We have never heard or never experienced myself that sitting on the table eating only kebabs and asking for more chutney. Nobody eats. So the food itself, and there are many examples like that. In North I know many examples. There is a difference in the food. That's the diverse of the food is different. Here different. Here over there is more of shallow fried and spices are used differently. Here it is more boiled and steamed and very, very light cooking is done. So the composition, the ingredients or the accompaniment will be very different. Right? Not so different. Like you go to the best mirchi vada guy in Jaipur, he doesn't make chutney. It doesn't give you taste. So in this also, like, you can add everything in this to make it complete taste. You don't need chutney, but otherwise you can. But this is wrong. It's the myth we have experienced in the industry also. Sometimes you get the answer from the cooks.